Oh, my. I'm sorry. I just saw that I am muted. All right. So we shall go back and we shall start this show over. I apologize. I apologize. I apologize. I wasn't paying attention. So once again, everybody, can you hear me now? Hopefully everybody can hear me now. Grand rising, my kings and queens. It's your girl Mel B live, and you can hear me now on Lux Radio Network. It's Monday, Motivational Monday. So let's start again with the affirmation of the day. The affirmation is I am the architect of my day, and I build it with intention and grace. This affirmation reminds us that you will not control every external event in your life, but you are the designer of your response and your schedule. It shifts your mindset from reactive to proactive, empowering you to lead your day rather than letting the day lead you. So just like that saying of go make that money, don't let that money make you, kind of like the same thing. All right, our word of the day is galvanize, which means to stimulate or excite as if by an electric shock, to cause people to become so excited or concerned about an issue they feel like they must take action, which is perfect for today to spark your initial surge of energy to tack on this week's biggest projects. All right, on to our phrase origin of the day. The phrase is break the ice. This phrase comes from the days of long distance sailing. In the winter, ships would sometimes become stuck in frozen harbors or waterways. Larger, stronger vessels, known as icebreakers, were used to break the ice, clearing the path for others to follow. So today, you're that icebreaker. The phrase is a reminder to take first and often most difficult action to initiate conversation, start a project, or clear way for progress. Today, unfortunately, the news it will not be broadcasted this morning because of technical difficulties. Now, let me just be honest. I accidentally erased my news for this morning. So I apologize for that. So on to our weather. All right, today, New York, you're going to have the S word, that's snow, with a high of 28 and a low of 19. Los Angeles, you'll be sunny with a high of 71 and a low of 57. Chicago, you'll be cloudy with a high of 24 and a low of 13. Atlanta, you're going to be sunny all day with a high of 44, but a low of 20 tonight. Houston, you'll be cloudy with a high of 52 and a low of 33. DC, you'll be partly sunny with a high of 29 and a low of 18. Miami, you'll have light rain today with a high of 74 and a low of 69. Tampa, you'll be sunny with a high of 68 and a low of 57. Newport Richey, good morning, Dad. It'll be sunny with a high of 65 and a low of 50. Milwaukee, good morning, family. Cloudy with a high of only 22 and a low of 11. Ooh, it's going to be cold here. Vancouver, you'll have light rain with a high of 54 and a low of 38. Toronto, snow, sorry about that, with a high of 25 and a low of 19. Jamaica, bless up Jamaica. Kingston, you'll have rain today with a high of 89 and a low of 73. Montego Bay will be cloudy with a high of 85 and a low of 75. Ocho Rios, cloudy as well with a high of 85 and a low of 76. Negril, cloudy with a high of 89 and a low of 79. Cayman Islands, you'll have scattered thunderstorms throughout the day with a high of 84 and a low of 78. Bahamas will also have rain with a high of 76 and a low of 71. Nigeria will be sunny with a high of 98 and a low of 68. And Ghana will have rain and a high of 95 and a low of 75. All right, on to our sports. Yesterday was a very, very busy day across the NFL and the NBA. So first we will start with the NFL games from yesterday. We have a few upsets on this one. So we have the Ravens over the Bengals 24-0. The Eagles over the Raiders 31-0 as well. The Texans over the Cardinals 40-20. The Chargers over the Chiefs 16-13. The Bills over the Patriots 35-31. The Jaguars over the Jets 48-20. The Commanders over the Giants, 29-21. The Bears over the Browns 31-30. The Saints over the Panthers 20-17. The Rams over the Lions 41-34. The Seahawks over the Colts 18-16. And the Broncos over the Packers, sorry, Sean, 34-26. 49ers over the Titans 37-24. And this hurts my heart to say, but I did fact check it, sis and dad, 3 times. The Vikings beat them boys 34-26. I know. Monday Night Football. Tonight we will have the Dolphins versus the Steelers at 8:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and they will be playing in Pittsburgh. All right, on to our NBA games from yesterday. We have the Wizards over the Pacers, 108-89. The Hornets over the Cavaliers, 119-111. The Hawks over the 76ers, 120-117. The Nets beat our Bucks, 127-82. The Timberwolves over the Kings, 117-103. The Pelicans over the Bulls, 114-104. The Lakers over the Suns, 116-114. And the Trailblazers over the Warriors, 136-131. And in the NBA today, we are going to have the Pistons versus the Celtics at 7 p.m. at TD Garden in Boston. The Raptors are Raptors against the Heat, 7:30 p.m. at Kaseya Center in Miami. The Mavericks and the Jazz, 9 p.m. at the Delta Center in Salt Lake City. The Rockets and the Nuggets will be playing at 9:30 at the Ball Arena in Denver. And the Grizzlies and the Clippers are at 10:30 p.m. in the Intuit Dome in Inglewood. All right, on to our daily feature, which of course, like I said earlier, is Motivational Monday. So our spotlight today is the power of intentionality, your locus of control. Okay, we are starting this week by talking about where your power truly resides, in your locus of control. In psychology, your locus of control is your belief about what causes the events in your life. Do you feel an external force like luck, fate, or your environment control your outcome? That's an external locus of control. Or do you believe that your success is a direct result of your own hard work, your decisions, and your effort? That is a powerful internal locus of control. When you operate an internal locus, you move from feeling reactive to feeling proactive. Instead of saying, I failed because the market was bad, you say, I failed, so I need to change my strategy. Studies show that people with a strong internal locus of control are generally more motivated, healthier, and more resilient in the face of setbacks because they know that the power to change things belongs to them. So your Kickstart challenge for today is don't just let Monday happen to you. Identify 3 small intentional choices you'll make today. How will you manage your schedule? The positive mindset you will adopt? And the high impact task you would attack first. So recognize these choices as the levelers of your power. You are the architect of your day. Now go and build it. All right, on to our book club. We are still reading the 18 Laws of Human Nature. And today is the Law of Grandiosity. which means know your limits. The natural human impulse is to think highly of ourselves, which is positive. However, when a small measure of success or attention confirms this inflated self opinion, it can elevate into dangerous grandiosity, causing us to lose contact with reality. So the grandiose person forgets the role of luck, the contributions of others, and their own limits. They become addicted to the attention and the myth of their own superiority, leading them to make increasingly irrational decisions that inevitably cause their success to collapse. So, in business, after a major win, a new client, or successful launch, consistently audit your success. Write down the factors: team effort, market timing, luck, or personal skill. This grounds you into reality and prevents the golden touch delusion, allowing you to reciprocate true success factors instead of relying on arrogance. And in life, be wary of people who are excessively big talkers, non listeners, and who take up a lot of physical or conversational space. In yourself, listen to your physical anxiety after success. That fear of failing is your body signaling you to come back down to earth and accept your limits. All right, on to our cause of the day. Our spotlight today is Alzheimer's disease. Alzheimer's disease is a progressive neurodegenerative disorder that destroys brain cells, causing thinking ability and memory to decline over time. It is it is the most often cause of dementia, categorized by the accumulation of abnormal protein deposits known as amyloid plaques and tau and tangles in the brain. Symptoms: early signs include difficulty remembering recent events or conversations. As the disease progresses, symptoms include impaired judgment, misplacing items, language problems, difficulty finding words, disorientation in familiar places, and changes in mood or personality. So, prevention: while there is no guaranteed prevention, lifestyle factors are crucial. For one, heart health. Manage blood pressure, control cholesterol and diabetes. Two, congestive engagement. Activities like reading, puzzles, and learning new skills also help. Physical activity: regular aerobic exercise, at least 30 minutes a day, and social engagement, maintaining strong social connections with your family and friends. So for treatment, currently there is no cure for Alzheimer's disease. Treatment focuses on managing systems and slowing the progression, of the cognitive decline. This includes medication such as cholinesterase inhibitors and metformin, yes, to help memory and behavioral therapies to manage psychological and behavioral symptoms. All right, resources for this are the Alzheimer's Association and the National Institute of Aging. They both offer comprehensive information, support groups, and clinical trial opportunities. Both these organizations can be just Googled on the website, online. Sorry, I have to. Alzheimer's disease is like really prominent in my family, so I mean I know these words, but it still hits hard. So now that you know the symptoms, you can look out for these symptoms in your elderly family members as well, just as a precaution. All right, on to today in history, December 15th. First up, in 1791, we have the Bill of Rights was ratified. The first 10 amendments to the United States Constitution became law after being ratified by the Virginia legislature, meeting the requirement of ratification by 3/4 of the states. The Bill of Rights guarantees Fundamental rights and freedoms, such as freedom of speech, assembly, religion, and the right to due process, ensuring protection against government outreach. No comment. On to 1939, the premiere of Gone with the Wind, the epic film adaptation of Margaret Mitchell's Pulitzer Prize winning novel, Gone with the Wind, premiered in Atlanta, Georgia. It was a massive cinematic, excuse me, my words again today, cinematic event lauded for its production scale and star performances. The film won 10 Academy Awards out of 13 nominations, becoming a cultural landmark. Though it remains a subject of historical debate regarding its depiction of the American Civil War and Reconstruction. And in 1965, Gemini 6A achieves first space rendezvous. NASA's Gemini 6, carrying astronauts Wally Schirra and Thomas Stafford, was launched from Cape Kennedy and successfully achieved the first ever rendezvous in space with its sister craft, Gemini 7. The two spacecraft maneuvered to within a foot of each other, demonstrating the precise control and navigation techniques critical for future lunar missions, including the Apollo program. All right, on to our African American history for today. In 1883, William A. Hinton was born. William Augustus Hinton was born in Washington, D.C., and went on to become the first African American professor at Harvard University. A brilliant bacteriologist and pathologist, he developed the high accurate Hinton test for the diagnosis of syphilis. His dedication to medical research and education broke significant racial barriers in the fields of science and academia, paving the way for future Black medical professionals. Next, we have 1924, Maggie Lena Walker passes away. Maggie Lena Walker, a pioneer in the fields of banking and insurance, died on this day. She was the first African American woman to charter a bank and serve as its president in the United States. As the leader of the Independent Order of St. Luke, she established the St. Luke Penny Savings Bank, a newspaper and a department store, proving the economic power of Black communities in Richmond, Virginia during the height of the Jim Crow era. 1941, A. Philip Randolph calls off march. Civil rights and labor leader A. Philip Randolph called off the March on Washington movement, which he had planned to lead with 100,000 demonstrators, a major precursor to the 1963 march. He did so after President Franklin D. Roosevelt signed Executive Order 8802, which prohibited racial discrimination in the national defense industry and established the Fair Employment Practices Committee. This strategic pressure demonstrated the power of mass organizing before the civil rights movement fully gained momentum. All right, on to our African American scientists and inventors. First up, we have a pioneering chemist, Percy Julian. Dr. Julian was a chemist who broke major racial barriers in science and industry. He synthesized important medicinal drugs from plants. Most notably was the physostigmine for treating glaucoma, and later cortisone and synthetic progesterone and testosterone hormones. His work drastically reduced the cost of these critical drugs, making them accessible to millions worldwide. His synthesis, the fire retard airy foam, his synthesis of the fire retardant aerofoam also saved countless lives during World War II by extinguishing oil and gasoline fires. All right, our next up is Garrett Morgan. He invented the traffic signal. Morgan was a prolific inventor who is most famous for patenting an early three-position traffic signal in 1923. Recognizing the dangers of the two position signals, the stop and just go, that cause accidents, his design included a caution or yield position, the precursor for the yellow light, which provided drivers with a crucial with a crucial warning time to clear the intersection. He also invented safety hood, which was a gas mask precursor used to save lives during a tunnel explosion in 1916. And last, we have Dr. Charles Drew. Dr. Drew was a surgeon and a medical researcher who revolutionized blood storage. He developed the technique for long-term preservation of blood plasma, creating blood banks. His methods allowed blood to be stored and shipped safely over long distances, which was critical in saving thousands of lives of the Allied soldiers during World War II. He later resigned from the Red Cross in protest of their policy of racially segregating blood donations. All right, on to our Back to Roots segment. Today's spotlight is the Adinkra symbols from the Asante people of Ghana. Originating from the Bono people of Jaman, now Ghana and the Ivory Coast border, on the Ivory and Ghana coast border, the symbols were adopted by the Asante people and were traditionally used to decorate the cotton funeral cloth worn to mourn the passing of a chief. Each symbol represents an established proverb, historical event, attitude, or concept. So the functions were the Adinkra functions as a visual philosophy, conveying complex ideas and cultural truths in a stylish, easily recognized form. Examples include the Sankofa, which means to go back and to get it, representing the wisdom of learning from the past, and the Jinama, except for God, signifying the supremacy of God. The Adinkra symbols are widely used as a visual connection to West African heritage. They are popular motifs in jewelry, clothing, tattoos, and artistic expression, offering a wearable public declaration of cultural identity, resilience, and wisdom, derived from the African continent. I'm just tongue-tied this morning. All right, the modern influences the symbols are frequently incorporated into contemporary graphic design, architectural elements, and branding. They serve as meaningful global iconography that communicates African philosophy concepts far beyond Ghana, often used in Pan-African and social justice messaging. The Andikra symbols offer a map of ancient wisdom. Today, choose a symbol like Sankafa and reflect on the powerful knowledge you must retrieve from your past to shape your future. All right, on to our fact or fiction segment. Today we are spotlighting the Leviathan dragon. Social media is buzzing. Videos claim a massive dragon, the Leviathan itself, has been spotted beneath the waves. Could it be that the ancient beast of legend has finally surfaced? So the backstory on the Leviathan. The Leviathan is a creature from ancient texts, often described as a colossal sea serpent or a dragon. In folklore, it symbolized chaos, power, and the mysteries of the deep. For modern storytellers, from movies to novels, they have kept the myth alive, fueling fascination with ocean monsters. So the viral claim is a video on TikTok and YouTube shows a dragon-like beast swimming under tourist boats. It's presented as satellite footage from Google Earth, sparking speculation that the Leviathan has been, quote unquote, found. Millions of viewers later, the internet is debating discovery or deception. So, fact checked is investigations by fact checkers trace the video back to edited content. The ocean images are real, but the creature was digitally added using CGI and clips from monster films. No scientific evidence supports the claim. The Leviathan remains firmly in the realm of myth. So viral hoaxes like this show myths still captivate us, especially when paired with modern technology. The Leviathan may not be real, but the fascination proves our hunger for mystery is still alive and well. Always, legends remind us the ocean holds secrets, but not dragons. So, is the Leviathan dragon fact or fiction? It's fiction, but the legend of it will last forever. All right, what's the word? The word spotlight today is de-influencing, the shift to anti-consumption on social media. De-influencing is a rapidly trending movement across platforms like TikTok and Instagram, where creators intentionally advise viewers against purchasing certain products, often popular or hyped items, or participating in unsustainable consumer trends. Videos typically feature creators explaining why a highly rated item isn't worth the money, discussing its flaws, or suggesting something cheaper, superior alternative they already own. So, this trend exploded largely as a reaction to oversaturated and consumer fatigue from traditional influencer marketing. After years of sponsored posts pushing products that often fail to meet their expectations, audiences are seeking authenticity and financial accountability. It speaks to a broader cultural pushback against hyperconsumerism, offering a refreshing sense of realism and permission for users to save money and reduce waste. So the term is constantly trending, signaling a structural shift in the relationship between consumers and online creators. Brands are now being forced to adapt their marketing to address skepticism and value. So, de influencing reminds us that true influence is built on trust, not just transactions. Be skeptical of the hype and let today be driven by value, not vanity. All right. Today, I wanted to also mention the Walk for Peace. I am following that, and I don't know if a lot of other people are, but it is to explain, it's from Fort Worth, Texas to Washington, D.C. A group of Buddhist monks are carrying a message for America, one step at a time. It's called the Walk for Peace, a 2,300-mile pilgrimage reminding us that peace isn't a place we arrive at, but a practice we live every day. They've braved highways, weather, and even injury, yet their sandals and bare feet keep pressing forward. Their mission? To plant seeds of compassion and unity in every community they touch. Today, I think I checked it again. They're resting somewhere in Pearl, Mississippi, preparing to continue east through Brandon and Pelahatchie. So whether you walk a mile or simply pause for a breath, the monks remind us peace begins with the choices we make daily. A smile, a kind word, a moment of patience. That's the walk we can all take. So let this carry this message forward, because peace isn't just their journey, it should be ours too. All right, on to our tech tip of the day. Our tech tip today is applying David Allen's 2-minute rule to emails. So business, when processing your email inbox, immediately address any email that can be completed in 2 minutes or less. This includes simple actions like responding with a quick yes, forwarding a document, or scheduling a meeting. The logic is that it takes more time and mental energy to file and revisit the email later than it does to complete the task right now. So personally, this tech reduces a cognitive load, the amount of information your working memory can handle. By clearing out the small, quick tasks, you free up mental space and reduce the overwhelming feeling of a packed inbox, making it easier to focus on high priority projects. So, to do this, start your day by rapidly reviewing your inbox and acting immediately on any 2-minute task. For everything else, categorize it as delegate, schedule, or file and delete. So don't let those small tasks consume your focus. Apply the 2-minute rule today, clear the clutter, and dedicate your best energy to your biggest wins. All right, on to our finance tip of the day, which is the sinking fund strategy for planned expenses. A sinking fund is a method of setting aside small, regular amounts of money into a dedicated account to meet a large known future expense. For a business, this could be your yearly software license renewals, quarterly tax payments, or the replacement of major equipment like a car or a printer. So the benefit is this practice prevents large non-monthly bills from suddenly messing up your cash flow. By budgeting for a large expense monthly, the business avoids having to drain its operational capital or emergency fund when that bill comes due. It provides predictable cash management and reduces year-end financial stresses. So how do you do this? All right, calculate the total cost of the annual expense. Say, for instance, $12,000 in taxes, and divide it by the months until it's due. So you would divide that 12,000 by 12 months in a year, which would be equal out to $1,000 a month. Automatically transfer that amount into a separate yield savings account each month. Got it? So anticipate that what you can budget for what you need most. Sinking funds turn surprise bills into expected transfers, smoothing out your financial flow. That makes sense. All right, our fun fact of the day is the average pencil, number 2 pencil, can draw a line 35 miles long or write about 45,000 words. Now, that is interesting. I would like to meet the person that actually drew a line for 35 miles just to see how long that pencil will last. I just want to ask him that question. All right, our fun holiday of the day is it's National Bill of Rights Day. This day commemorates the ratification of the first 10 amendments to the United States Constitution on this day in 1791. While it sounds serious, it's a great opportunity to celebrate fundamental freedoms like free of speech, the right to assembly, and the right to bear arms. I agree with that one. A perfect Monday reminder to appreciate the liberties we often take for granted. All right, our daily quote is, and I quote, "The first step toward success is taken when you refuse to be a captive of the environment in which you first find yourself." By Mark Twain. Mark Twain is an essayist and a writer known for his concise motivational observations on life and ambition. This quote means it is a powerful call for self-determination. It means that true personal growth and achievement begin when you recognize that your current circumstances, whether limiting or comfortable, do not define your potential. It advocates for the courage to break free from limitations, be they may be physical, financial, or mental, but actively pursue a better path. All right, on to our music and entertainment news. Today we have Oprah Winfrey and Ava DuVernay new streaming project. News is breaking that Oprah Winfrey's Harper Films is teaming up again with director Ava DuVernay, known for Selma and When They See Us, for a major anthology series on a top streaming platform. The project, rumored to focus on a collection of untold stories from Reconstruction era American history, marks the significant push to prestige historical drama, utilizing DuVernay's signature blend of cinematic scope and historical authenticity. They did not say what the name of this new series would be, but I will keep you informed on that. All right, on to celebrity gossip. Cardi B and Stefan Diggs sparked engagement rumors. After welcoming their first child together recently, rapper Cardi B and her NFL beau, Stefan Diggs, are generating fresh engagement speculations. The gossip is fueled by a new close up photo posted on social media that appears to show a massive diamond ring on Cardi's finger, sparking a frenzy among fans who are watching their whirlwind romance very closely. Both stars remain tight lipped, only increasing the chatter. All right, who's got a birthday today? Whose celebrity has a birthday? First up, we have is Cindy Birdsong. She was an R&B soul singer. Um, she is a part of the iconic girl group, one of the iconic girl groups, Patti LaBelle and the Bluebells, and later a key singer of the Supremes, replacing Florence Blanchard. All right, we also have George Gore II, who is an actor known for his long running role as Junior on My Wife and Kids. All right, on to our lifestyle segment today. Our soul food recipe of today is Southern baked mac and cheese. All right, and our beverage today is sparkling cranberry sparkle, which is a mocktail with just, the cranberry juice and sparkling water or lime soda. All right, on to our men's health tip of the day. Boundary block for work stress. Manage work-related stress, adopt the boundary block. Schedule a firm 30-minute block in the meet. Schedule a first 30-minute block immediately after work for decompression. This time must be spent on non-work activities, gentlemen, like exercise, deep breathing, or a hobby before transitioning to family and personal tasks. This creates a mental buffer, preventing work anxiety from flooding your home life. And also, you only have a couple of weeks left for the end of the year, gentlemen, to get those annual checkups in. So schedule your doctor's appointment, and go to the doctor, gentlemen. All right, women's health tip of the day. The daily 5-minute pelvic floor and core check-in. Daily strengthening of the pelvic floor and deep core is vital for lifelong health, preventing issues like incontinence and supporting the back. So spend 5 minutes doing targeted exercise, Kegels, for instance, to maintain muscle tone and support, which is crucial throughout all life stages, especially post and pre-pregnancy and post-menopause. All right, on to our relationship advice for couples for today. Practice total financial transparency. Money is a top cause of relationship stress. So schedule a monthly money date to review all accounts, debts, and budgets together. Full transparency, no secret accounts, no hidden debts, builds a fundamental trust and aligns you as a unified team working toward shared financial goals. And let me just put this disclaimer here. If you're married, this can work out. But if you're not, don't even try it. What would be the point? My money is my money, your money is your money. Until you put a ring on it, no. Also, on to our relationship tip for friendships. The nudge technique for reconnecting. To receive an old friendship, to revive an old friendship, use the nudge. Send a simple, low pressure message referencing a shared happy memory. You heard a special y'all song, or you got pictures from a crazy trip y'all took. Studies show that people far more grateful are far more grateful to show gratefulness. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, get it together, Mel. Studies show people far more grateful to be reached out to than send off. You know what? Okay, that's not coming out right. Why? I don't know. But okay, moving on. All right, our advice for families: define and defend your core boundaries. Family boundaries are often the hardest to set. Identify one area where you feel drained. Clearly state what you will do, not what you won't do. So, in other words, mean what you say what you mean. Our household chore of the day is clean as you go kitchen reset. Focus on the kitchen and adapt the mindset of clean as you go. Before you sit down to eat, fully load the dishwasher or wash the unused pots and pans. Wiping down the counter and stove after cooking prevents grease from setting, making the evening cleanup simple and ensuring your start of the next day with a clear space. On to our daily horoscopes, where we always start with Aries. So, Aries, your professional authority is undeniable today. Mars, your ruling planet, is firing up your career zone, demanding respect and rewarding ambition. Channel this intense energy into launching a major project. Be mindful of friction with authority figures and choose your battles wisely. Your lucky numbers today are 1, 19, and 28. Taurus, a new philosophy or life expansion is calling. You are ready for experiences, travel, advanced studies, or spiritual exploration that challenge your routine. Follow what awakens possibility in your body. Financially, confident steps taken today set the stage for long-term prosperity. Your lucky numbers today are 2, 6, and 11. Gemini, your life depends your life deepens in surprising ways, especially around intimacy and shared resources. You crave honesty and relationships that require you to show up fully. Shared financial matters or investments need careful, practical handling today. Responsibility leads to unexpected emotional release. Your lucky numbers today are 7, 15, and 23. Cancer. Relationships are pivotal. You are defining what you expect from close partners. Becoming more intentional about who you are allows you access to your soft heart. While you may face minor tension from others, connections that strengthen you will grow stronger. Prioritize patience over reactions. Your lucky numbers today are 4, 9, and 34. Leo, it's time to shift from play to product. pro- It's time to shift from play to productive action. Your energy is best spent getting organized, especially around your daily routines and work environment. Focus on health improvements and professional structure. A quiet evening at home will help you recharge for the week's task. Your lucky numbers today are 1, 22, and 30. Virgo, creativity and self expression are boosted. You have something important to say, and confidence flows easily in creative, romantic, and family related conversations. Your energy is shifting to playfulness and romance for the next few weeks. Enjoy it. Let go of emotional weight that isn't yours. Your lucky numbers today are 3, 9, and 24. Libra, home and domestic matters demand your attention. Energy is increasing activity and responsibilities within your dwelling or family structure. While you crave harmony, releasing rigid expectations for peace will serve you better than trying to force perfection. Focus on caring for your space. Your lucky numbers today are 6, 17, and 46. Scorpio, your influence and intuition are high today with the moon in your sign. Things tend to go your way, especially in communication. Mars speeds up your daily pace and sharpens your communication skills for the weeks ahead. You are firmly in charge, so speak with authority. Your lucky numbers today are 8, 13, and 27. Sagittarius, The focus shifts strongly to your finances and self-worth. It's time to get practical about how you earn and spend. Reviewing your budget and setting clear financial targets will bring confidence and stability. Avoid overspending or impulsivity and ground your dreams in tangible reality. Your lucky numbers today are 5, 18, and 25. Capricorn, your personal power is at an all-time high. Excuse me, with Mars entering your sign, your drive and determination and physical stamina are profoundly boosted. This is the moment to make moves, take calculated risks, and embody the successful leader you are building. The world is listening. Your lucky numbers today are 8, 10, and 17. Aquarius, focus on retreat, rest, and releasing old habits that don't serve your future. The energy is quiet, asking you to work behind the scenes. Be mindful of burnout. Your power comes from deliberate rest. Today is ideal for research, meditation, and finding closure on a long-term matter. Your lucky numbers today are 2, 11, and 21. And Pisces, your energy is inspired and social. You may feel called to contribute to a larger cause or step into a leadership role within your community or friend circle. Your ability to influence is strong. Focus on networking and sharing your vision with those who share your humanitarian goals. Your lucky numbers today are 7, 16, and 39. All right, on tomorrow's show, we will dive into the history of the ring shout in our Back to Roots segment and confront a viral myth in fact or fiction. Is the 5-second rule for drop food real? Plus, we'll give you a simple financial tip for budgeting for those big, inevitable yearly expenses. Now, I would like to thank our sponsors. First up, Bello Burn Hot Sauce. Turn up the flavor, feel the burn. Bello Burn brings heat to every bite. RAS Herbals, rooted in traditional, powered by nature. RAS Herbals helps keep wellness pure and strong. Colorane Candles, light the moment, lift the mood. Colorane Candles glow with soul. And Universal Madness, style without limits. Universal Madness makes the streets your runway. All right, on to our announcements. Lux Radio will be hosting a Christmas concert on December 23rd at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the Lux Radio Network. All right, that wraps up our Monday morning Kickstart. Remember, the first step towards success is refusing to be captive of your current environment. Take the tech tip on email and the finance tip on sinking funds and apply them today. Join us tomorrow when we dive into the culture of the ring shout and put the infamous 5-second rule test to the test. All right, family, remember, don't let Monday boss you around. Flip the script, sip your coffee like it owes you rent, and strut into this week like you own the building. So until tomorrow morning, family, this is your girl Mel B saying stay fly, stay grounded, and don't let nobody dim your light. Period.